Welcome, my welcome pumpkins. Well, Astroneer says through pumpkins or whatever. Well, today we're gonna be playing Stanley Parable. Okay, so you're gonna watch through all of this. Is that I kind of got a bit early? The current time it's 11:50. I don't know. 50. 2. 52 right there. 50. Confirm. 11:52. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, it's 11:52. But 11:52. Now we're playing Stanley Parable. I have never played this. I remember watching a few videos, like 2 videos of the game. I just don't remember what happens. And I am skipping this. Okay, I am Stanley, and I am very slimy for some reason. I don't know the controls. Okay, I can crouch. But
All
I
of his
can move.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I lost. You know, I remember watching a video where it's one of this game that like there's a trophy that you had to get. You had to literally just like stare at the screen for like I don't know how long, for like think like a day or something, and then the secondary one they had to like stare at the screen for like
When
10
Stanley
years or
came to
something.
a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, I'm gonna just do whatever the guy says. But I guess I think that was almost the ending, and then the other ending was just frick you guy, and I just say
Yet there was
whatever.
not a single person here either.
It's
Feeling a
not.
wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay, yes it.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yes, it's here. Was it bathroom something?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Yes, I
Shocked,
am.
unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Still something something. No idea what to do really. Okay. Two,
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs.
two,
Trying to
four.
input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that
Okay,
the combination was 2845.
2, 8, 4, 5. Thank you.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad,
No,
Stanley
no.
happened to input the
I was gonna
correct
no.
code by sheer luck.
Help me! I
Amazing.
was gonna. Okay,
He
I'm fine.
stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Yeah, I am actually stuck for the dog. It's a dog. What about this one? Okay, this is scary. It will be. I know this is not scary, but I kind of didn't want to play it because of the fact that it's
Descending
really
deeper into
dull
the building,
right now,
Stanley realized he
and
felt a bit
it's
peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job.
crouch. I don't even know
Why
what
did he
crouching
feel
is for.
this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Oh, hell no, bro.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Yeah. I'll just do whatever the guy says. I could, you know, say frick you and whatever I want.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself.
Yes, I
Did he have
remember
the
actually what
strength to
this
find
place
out?
hold. Oh, hold it. I don't freaking care. I don't even remember. I don't remember watching like 2 videos of this game, and like not even like I don't even remember. But I do remember this whole thing. Oh, what is going on there?
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true
Oh,
nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to
some
images
of
on a
them are
screen,
fire, bro.
and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Fired. So there are some fired ones. But I think like yeah, that guy. I don't know if you should zoom in if you can even read that or not. Can even read that? I don't know. Okay, wait here. I think read that. I don't know what it says. Maybe just some random stuff or something.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had
What the fuck
Stanley
am
really
I
been
here?
under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Yes, I guess so. Oh, yes.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept
No,
it.
oh,
His
oh.
own life in someone else's control? Never. It was
Never.
unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Maybe I don't know. Also, there's
But
fountains.
here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Yeah, it says go here. I have no idea. Uh, yeah. So yeah, I'm not talking to the guys. I'm talking. On.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley,
I was
I applaud your
stupid.
effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then?
Nah, nah.
Let's say, 2 minutes.
What?
Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh,
Nah,
this is
I'd
much
win.
better than what I had in mind. What
Nah,
a
I'd
shame we have
win.
so little time left to enjoy it.
Nah,
Mere
I'd win.
moments until the bomb
Womp
goes
womp.
off.
I'd win.
But what precious
Frick
moments
you.
each one
I'd
of them
win.
is. More
I don't
time to
care.
talk
I'd
about
win.
you,
I'm the
about
other one.
me,
Fuck you.
where we're
Fuck you.
going, what all this means.
Fuck
I
you.
barely know where to start.
I'm the other one.
What's
I'm
that?
out of here.
You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're
Oh,
obliterated.
oh, 4.
Alright, I'm in a
I
good
used to
mood.
press
You're gonna
buttons.
die anyway.
You got 2
I'll tell you
minutes.
exactly what
Okay,
happened.
I am
I
actually
erased
smart
them.
and not
I
stupid.
turned off the machine. I
Come on,
set
bro.
you free.
Frick you.
Of course,
Frick
that was
you.
merely in this
Frick.
instance of
Oh,
the
I gotta,
story.
frick
Sometimes
you. I
when I
gotta
tell
play,
it, I simply
push
let
him
you
in
sit
order.
there in your office
It's
forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone.
Frick you.
Other times, I let the
Where's the
office sink
number
into
one?
the ground,
1,
swallowing everyone inside,
2.
or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather
I'm
amusing.
cooked.
Watching you try to
But's
make
there.
sense of everything and
Okay, I
take back
think
the control wrested away from you,
we're
it's
just
quite
3, and then I
rich.
got a plus
Almost
4.
hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go
Frick, I
around will be
got
even
30
better.
seconds. Frick
My
you, come on.
goodness,
I
only
gotta clutch it up.
34
I
left.
can clutch it up.
But I'm enjoying this
I
so
can clutch
much.
it up.
You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why
Yeah,
not?
thank you, sir.
These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't
You
grow
know,
on trees.
okay, now that. Oh, hell no,
Dear
I
me,
think
what's
I'm
the
going
matter,
to test the
Stanley?
freaking
Is it
Sonic
that you
and
have no
freaking
idea
Flash
where you're
together.
going or what you're
Or
supposed
something,
to
I
be
don't know.
doing right now?
I
Or did you
literally.
just assume when you saw that
I
timer that
pressed
something
all
in
the
this room was
buttons.
capable of turning
You
it on?
freaking
I mean,
monkey.
look at you. Running from
God.
button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door.
I
Everything,
literally
anything,
pressed all
something
the.
here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have
Why
any
the
idea what your purpose in this
What the
place
frick
is?
are they? I press all buttons.
Stanley,
You
you're
crazy.
in for quite a disappointment.
I'm
But here's a
good.
spoiler for you.
Press all the
That
freaking
timer isn't a
buttons.
catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds
What did
ticking
I
away
do?
to your death. You're only still playing instead
Okay,
of watching a cutscene
okay, so
because I want to
that's
watch you
4.
for every moment that you're powerless.
I'll go.
To see you
It's
made
4.
humble.
So press it.
This is not a challenge. It's a
It's
tragedy.
number 4.
You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't.
Oh, hell no.
Take a look at the clock, Stan.
Bro.
That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing.
Oh, no.
No ending here. Just you being blown to pieces.
No, I'm
Will you
winning.
try
I'm
to
the other
desperately
one, bro.
for your frail life?
Nah,
Or will
Lynn.
you let it go peacefully?
Nah.
Another
I'm wrong.
choice. Make it count.
I
Or
freaking
don't. It's all
buttons.
the same to me. All a part of the joke.
Nah, I'd win.
And believe me, I will
Nah,
be
bro.
laughing at every
I'm the other
second
one.
of your inevitable life
Go
from
my
the
next
moment I
expansion.
fade in until the
Frick
moment I
you!
say
Infinity! Ah, okay, that worked. Well, I'm cooked. So...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
It said, okay, so I guess I was doing whatever this guy says, and actually plus the turn off button, and I got actually destroyed and blown up. So there's like 5 endings.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I think also like 2, no, I think it was 2, 5, 4, 8.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Yeah, okay.
Feeling a wave of disbelief,
Yeah,
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find him. Coming to a staircase,
Go
Stanley walked upstairs
upstairs.
to his boss's office.
And then I gotta go this way, I gotta go this way, then I gotta go over here. Then the keypad.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Go that way, but I'm just going here. Because I don't know how much endings there are, so the next ending is just just like I was saying, frick you. Fuck
Stanley
you,
walked
fuck
straight
you.
ahead through the
And then
large
we
door
so I
that
can go
read
this way,
Mind
but then
Control
this
Facility.
way, fuck you. Fuck you. And then I'll speedrun this. So we already hear what he
The
said.
lights
So.
rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Yes, I did.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers.
Yes, so
The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
This bunch of numbers, so I guess somewhere has to be a fin. What is that? So it's not of the game, it's just gonna
This mind
show.
control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was
So
happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept
Yeah,
it blindly?
accepted blindly.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't
I
accept
couldn't
it. His
accept
own
it.
life in someone else's control? Never. It was
Like,
unthinkable. Wasn't it?
all I can do
Was
is,
it even possible? Had he truly
for
spent
hours
his
returning
entire
my
life
for
utterly
it's gonna be
blind to the
amazing.
world?
So yeah, the ending when it got blown up,
But
and
here
now
was
we're
the
gonna do
proof,
the ending
the heart of the
don't get
operation.
blown up and
Controls
turn everything off.
labeled with emotions, happy or sad or
Yeah,
content.
okay, well,
Walking, eating,
we're out of
working,
here.
all of it monitored and
But
commanded from
I
this
first
very
on
place.
because I'm.
And as the cold reality of his past began
I
to sink
was like,
in, Stanley decided that this
I'll
machinery would never again.
Yeah, hold on. And everything's pitch black. Oh, yippee! I don't like that. Music, yippee!
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Perception. Yeah,
Was it over?
maybe I know.
Yes. He had won. He
Maybe
had
in order of
defeated the
ending
machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know.
Well, what is all
It
this?
was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
And how is this going to? I don't know.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Oh my god, beat the game. Okay, actually, okay, so it's actually playing. So it's actually do not play Stanley Parallel for 10 years. Okay, now here, what's the name? 427 and so now we're gonna say freak you, and then we're gonna go where.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Yeah, freak you.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, I think we'll just play.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring.
Yeah.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, fuck you.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Oh, well, look who's got cold. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
It's not even Stanley, but Earl. I am stupid.
All of his
Yeah.
co-workers were gone. What
Yeah,
could it
so it's
mean?
just speedrun this.
Stanley decided to go to
It's
the
also a
meeting room.
trophy that you have
Perhaps
to
he
do,
had
which
simply
is
missed a
just
memo.
speedrunning the whole thing. Yes, 20 minutes long, bro. How is this
When
even
Stanley
20
came
minutes
to a
long?
set
There's
of
only
two
that game
open
though, like
doors, this was
there's
not the
4
correct way
minutes.
to the meeting room,
Like,
and Stanley knew it perfectly
yeah, well, it
well.
was kind of my
Perhaps he
fault,
wanted to
so.
stop by the employee
That was
lounge
the first
first,
thing my
just to admire
stomach,
it. Wow. Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business,
Yeah, I
Stanley took the
guess
first
then
open door
I
on his
could,
left.
after this,
Stanley was so
guess
bad
I'll
at
just
following
go to that
directions, it's
door and then
incredible he
see.
wasn't 5 years
If
ago.
this was like a screen and that she had a box
Look,
face
Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the...
Hello. I still just put like peppers through my freaking eyes.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on.
Yeah, bad.
Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Hello, I don't know who are you.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
No, I had not.
But in his mind, in his mind, he can go on fantastic
Bro, how many enemies in the
adventures.
freaking game you
From
have?
behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned
And
to
how
work
can it even
was a
live in this?
reminder
This
that
has
none of
like
it would
2
ever happen
centimeters,
to
freaking
him.
like a freaking
And so he began to fantasize about his own job.
like a freaking
First,
New
he
York
imagined that
apartment
one
is
day
bigger
while
than
at
this
work,
thing, bro.
he stepped
Like
up
this
from his
is
desk to
what is
realize
this
that
chair?
all of his co-workers,
And
his
how
boss,
we even
everyone
have
in
a
the
stove?
building
We do have
had
a
suddenly
stove, but it's
vanished
very
off the
pixelated.
face of the earth.
And
The
what?
thought excited him
You don't
terribly.
even.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Yeah, this is a pretty bad house.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head, he relived it again and again and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end. that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
I'm going crazy.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer.
Get me out of
That
here,
as long as he
please.
remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Okay. Hey, I'm not pressing it. Come on. I'm not pressing it. I'm not pressing it. Come on, run every arms.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at
How
himself?
can you even open this cabinet in the first place?
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button.
Wow.
And I tried.
Well, that's easy. Wow. The end is never. The end is never. And we're back, and I'm out of here. Because I gotta get out. Yeah, so this is a cool video. Please, please subscribe and like and share and follow and dance or something. I don't know. I'll somehow see how to edit this. I have no idea how. Okay. Well, yeah, this is cool. It took a while. Yeah, I gotta go to sleep. Go mine. Bye bye.